Well, hello YouTube. It's the Earl of Pipes, and I hope you are having a pleasant Thursday. Um, it's a nice, interesting night here in Louisiana. It's a little windy, so we'll see if I can even get my pipe lit tonight. But if you've seen the thumbnail, if you've read the title, you know what I'm going to be smoking tonight, and it is GLP's Quiet Nights. Quiet Nights is an English blend. It is in a flake form, and here is the description by Mr. Pease himself. Quiet Nights, rich, deep, contemplative. Ripe red Virginias, fine Orientals, smoky Cypress Latakia, and a pinch of Acadian Perique are pressed and matured in cakes before being sliced. The sophisticated flavors and exotic aroma provide a wonderful backdrop for quiet moments of reflection and a good book, and, if you are so inclined, perhaps a wee dram. And I must admit that a little bit of scotch would be nice tonight. I am a financial professional, and I work for a financial firm. And so if you've been paying attention to the markets as of late, they've been a little bit crazy. So some scotch and a good pipe would be good tonight. I don't have any scotch, but I got a good pipe. But Quiet Nights, it is an English blend. It's in a flake form. It's got red Virginia, it's got Latakia, it's got some Orientals, and it's got some Perique. And so let me kind of pull this out and show this to you. I've also heard it is the poor man's Penzance. Now, I've never smoked Penzance, so I don't know. But it comes in this nice, lovely GLP's packaging. As you can see, there are just mounds of tobacco and flakes in there. If you can kind of see, there is already, this is a year-old tin. This was done back in October of 17 is when this was tinned. But you can see there's already a little bit, it's hard to see it with the lighting, but there's a little bit of shine on there. That bloom, some people say it's sugar, some people say it's mold. Who knows? Smoke's fine. Either way. But you can see they come in, these are two little kind of, or actually this is one little flake. It's not a tight European McMarron flake. It's kind of more GLPs and Cornell and Deal type flakes. So I have found though that that Quiet Nights flakes are a tad tighter and better than the other GLPs and Cornell and Deal flakes. That's just my general experience with them. So on the tin note itself, you open it up. Sorry, I've got this little chest cold I'm still dealing with. But you open it up, and you do smell the Latakia. It's nice and smoky. It's maybe kind of got a barbecue flavor to it a little bit. It's got the Orientals that are in there are different than, say, the Orientals I talked about in Abingdon, and they're different than the Orientals in Black House. Those two tobaccos I just reviewed recently. It's got a funk to it, and I don't really know how to describe that funk other than it smells like to me, maybe like an overripe banana. I know that sounds weird, but what I'm trying to get at is it's kind of got this funk. It's got a sweetness, kind of a fruity quality to it, but there's just something about it that reminds me of a overripe banana that you might use right before it goes into banana nut bread. So anyway, it's very much like Gaslight in that regard. So if you're a fan of Gaslight and you like that tin aroma, then I think I'd be hard-pressed to tell the difference. They both kind of got that, it's this earthy, fruity, sweet flavor that's in there, or odor that's in there. Anyway, so quiet nights. Let's light it up and see what I think. Told you it's windy. Might be a while before I can light it. It's windy and cold. Every time I turn it over to light it, it goes out. So you definitely get Latakia off the bat. It was very light and very subdued. I mean, that was just a very smooth charring light. And I actually taste more of the Virginias in there on that first little charring light than do anything else. I'm gonna let the wind die before I try and relight. You can probably hear the wind chimes on the back porch. Okay. It's very smooth. A lot of Virginia coming through. A little bit of there's an underlying sweetness that I would kind of associate with Virginias. That's why I say that. I mean, it very well, I guess, could be the Orientals as well. I picked maybe a hint of the spice up in the Perique, but not much. I hope everybody's having a Merry Christmas. I'm going to vamp a little bit so I can gather some more details to tell you more about this. You know, we only got 5 days till Christmas, and I was thinking maybe it'd be nice for me to come up with the 5 things I wish someone would have told me when I first started smoking a pipe. And there are a couple of things that come to mind, but I'm not sure I could have gotten to 5. The biggest one just being that it's okay to relight your pipe. And I guess maybe that's a bigger thing for me since I came from the cigar world to pipe smoking. And with a cigar, if you let it go out, you did something wrong. And learning to be okay with relighting my pipe a good bit was hard for me. And so I feel like I would have gotten into pipe smoking the first couple of times I tried it had I known that. Excuse me if I just coughed in your ear. The second one would be for someone to have told me sooner the difference between aromatic tobaccos and non-aromatic tobaccos, that there was such a thing. Um, because honestly, the only thing I'd ever run into had been aromatic tobaccos, drugstore blends, and I'd gone into cigar shops and they would have pipe tobacco, but um, it was all aromatic pipe tobacco. Nobody had tins of other stuff there. Or if they did, I never noticed it. I mean, I even went into a pipe shop and bought a pipe, and um, nobody ever really talked to me about tobacco. And so, I kind of slaved away for years trying to keep a pipe lit. Not years, because wouldn't stick with it that long, for a few months at a time. Trying to keep it lit and smoking aromatic tobaccos, all led to, tongue burn, and led to me not enjoying pipe smoking. So that's the first two. The other one is, I wish someone would have warned me about. Pipe acquisition. Is it disease, disorder? PAD. And now I've been smoking for a year and a half. That's kind of waned, but in the beginning it was like, ooh, that's a nice shape. Ooh, I like that shape. And so now I kind of know what I like. And so, there's really only two kind of, I've got probably about 12 briars at this point. And I've probably got too many because I don't smoke them all. But I do want to try out Morta. So if any of you've got Morta pipes, if you care to share some. I know the Bayou Guru, he talked a little bit about some Morta pipes that I believe he's made. And which, if you haven't seen his work, he's done some amazing stuff. And I love watching his videos. So I'm going to actually put a link after I'm done here to his videos and his channel, where he does custom handmade pipes, and they're just beautiful. So one day I hope to buy one. But Morta pipes and Meerschaum, or Meerschaum, however you say that. But those are two, I guess, types of pipe, because I don't have those. I've got plenty of briars. I've got a couple of corn cobs. And that's how I started, of course. And I convinced myself, well, I'm just going to buy some corn cobs, and I'll do this, and it'll be a real cheap way. I won't spend so much money on cigars. And so I'll get into pipe smoking and do that. And lo and behold, I've probably, yes, sir. So James Long says a little GLPs tonight, and yes, sir, I am smoking some GLPs. I think he's my favorite blender. I really do. I know everybody's kind of got favorites, but his English blends, there's something about his mixture of Virginias and Latakia that, for the most part, really work for me. So anyway, but yeah, I wish somebody would have told me about pipe acquisition disorder, or disease, or whatever the D stands for. And then, obviously number 4 would be tobacco acquisition disorder. I wish someone would have just told me how many different types of tobacco there were out there to try, and that it really wasn't that expensive. So I think that's a feature of pipe smoking, not a bug. Like, I don't see that as a problem. There are more blends than I think I could possibly ever try, or want to try. But in order to try it, it's so cheap and inexpensive. I mean, to buy cigars, if I were going to get 5 smokes out of it, I'd have to buy, probably spend $20 bucks on the cheap end to get like a CAO You certainly get more expensive if you want to from there. But for pipe tobacco, the ability to get 15, 20 smokes out of a tin is pretty incredible to me. So those are the big four ones. I'm not sure I could get to a fifth one that I wish someone would have told me, but maybe that's where you come in. I'd love to hear y'all's thoughts if there was something you wish someone would have told you when you first started smoking a pipe. Kind of one of those, I wish I'd known it then type issues. I keep blowing it out. Wind's not helping. But this is just a good blend. It's a sweet blend. Smooth. I don't ever find the Latakia to be overly dominant. I actually find that the Virginias play a pretty strong role in this blend, and it's just good. It's one of my favorites. GLPs, like I mentioned, he's got several English blends that I really love, and this one's up there. I haven't smoked it in a while. It's a good, solid middle of the road English blend, maybe better than middle of the road. James, you smoking anything tonight? He may not be current with me. Yeah, GLP's good solid blend. Christmas is only 5 days away. Yeah, it's not a lot of Kia Bomb to me. It all comes in variations, I guess. And I've heard that said that you would suspect with Gaslight and Quiet Night, so you expect that there's a lot of Latakia in them. But I've seen the smoking pipes guys say that you'd be surprised how little there is. Yeah, 5 days left to go in Christmas. I still haven't figured out when I'm getting my wife. Well, say hello to your daughter as well. James said he's actually playing Crazy Eights with his daughter while they're watching this, so that's fun. Yeah, 5 days till Christmas. Haven't figured out exactly what I'm getting my wife, and part of that's just because we don't really do Christmas presents, but I need to have something that the kids give her. When I say we don't do Christmas presents, I mean we don't do Christmas presents for each other. We're just kind of, I don't know. I think at a certain point you kind of get to life where you kind of got everything, basically you want, and I think we're both there. Our lives are comfortable enough that there's nothing that we really need, and there's not much that we really truly want. I always want a new pipe or more tobacco. And I think they're getting me maybe a pipe lighter. I think that's what the kids may be getting me. So I need to do something for her from the kids. I got some good ideas, but I only got a few days left. So, well, gang, I wish I had a good story for you. I do have some good stories that might be for another night when it's not Christmas oriented. But those are my thoughts. Those are the 4 things I wish someone had told me about when I first started smoking a pipe. The biggest one being that it's okay to relight. So I'd love to hear y'all's comments on what you wish someone would have told you when you first started smoking pipe tobacco. And if you're looking for a good English blend, I think GLP's Quiet Nights is a good one. As I'm progressing in this bowl, I'm getting a little bit of pepper, and I'm imagining that's from the Perique. Well, guys, I'm going to call it a night. It's a little chilly and windy out here. I'm going to continue smoking my bowl. But that's it for this evening. It's the Earl of Pipes, and since I may not talk to you before Christmas, I hope you all have a Merry, Merry Christmas, and hope you spend it with family and you just have a great old time. Talk to you later.